This is the Fellowship of the North, an actual play of the One Ring from Stories with Dice. If you're enjoying our actual plays, please subscribe to Stories with Dice so you'll never miss an episode. Don't forget to rate and review us. It really helps others discover the podcast. Follow us on social media to stay updated. You'll find the relevant links in the description of each episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stories with Dice. We're playing The One Ring from Free League Publishing, and this is Episode 8, Farewell to Rivendell. When last we left the company, they had entered a 2-week fellowship phase in Rivendell. There they spoke with Dameron, chief among the smiths of the Hidden Valley and one of the last elven rites of Eregion, who revealed to them more of the Blade of Baranor. They conferred with Master Elrond as well, laying out the Southron maps and recounting all they had witnessed upon the road. Thereafter, Elrond sought solitude in his private library, delving into lore in hopes of discerning the shape of the threats that stirred in the dark. Meanwhile, the company dwelt in peace. The weight upon their hearts grew lighter, and they turned their minds to study and reflection. Each pursued their own quiet labors, some in practice yards, some in archives, others in contemplation beneath the birches of the Hidden Valley. Thus, when at last they were summoned once more to Elrond's council, they were astonished to learn that 3 weeks had passed. For in Imladris, the flow of time softens, and many a traveler has lost count of the days beneath its gentle peace. So tell me what each of you were doing when you received the summons. Were you poring over texts in the library, practicing in the yards? Were you alone or with one of your companions? And how did you feel when you realized that you'd lost track of the days and that you'd spent a week longer than you had intended?
I think for a Dainion it's not a surprise, as an elf is used to time pass and not care about it. Probably a Dainion has been enjoying the time learning new rhythms, because he's kind of uses music and kind of remember, facts and histories. And probably the rest of the time, while he was not just enjoying the music, was probably in the library seeking for old tomes or perhaps looking at relics or artifacts that are probably all around Rivendell and just taking everything in and, recovering hope.
In the library, was there anything particular or pertinent to what has occurred on the road, what you've learned on the road that you might want to have looked for? Like, did you want to look up Morlas or Zakruk or any of these other sort of tidbits that have cropped up?
Yeah, and I was thinking about this queen thing. Remember, the name of there's this queen. There was this...
The queen. Well, you don't have her name. They referenced the queen. Yeah, but you don't have a name, so that would be hard to look up.
I was trying to see if I can decipher this thing based on all the other things I know. This is a proper library investigation. Like, is this name appearing in some way, reference in books and things like this?
Give me a lore roll.
Great success.
You have found recent references to Zakruk, the voice from beyond. He has been encountered before years ago by some of Elrond's scouts. And they wrote that the orc Zakruk is deemed ill-tempered and malign even by the measure of his own kind. His skin is a mottled hide blotched with sickly pale patches, and his face and hands bear etched scars in the shape of sorcerous runes. He moves with a crooked gait, leaning heavily upon a knotted staff crowned with the skull of an owl. And among his possessions is a pendant of deep red stone shaped like a malorn flower and inscribed with the name Phelof. It's a Sindarin name. He also carries a monstrous iron mask forged long ago in lands beyond Mordor. And through this grim relic, unhoused spirits possess his body.
Doesn't mention where we can find this. Where was he found or encountered?
Yeah, he was encountered in Mirkwood, but he is from the Misty Mountains. So he spent time in Dol Guldur.
So he shouldn't be in Eriador then. Or now he's in Eriador, but before he was not.
I think Halberin is probably going to spend his time in the gardens of Rivendell and sort of like the surrounding land within sort of like the valley, thinking about everything that's kind of happened over the last, I guess, is a month and a half or so, and just trying to kind of make sense of everything. Probably in a little bit of quiet contemplation, and probably spending quite a bit of time speaking to Barrenwyn as well. Just kind of seeking a bit more counsel, although she kind of gave me some harsh love last time. Get your ass in gear, sort it out, instead of, oh, they're there, they'll be fine. I've kind of like spent a bit of time kind of just musing over that, trying to get to grips with we'll call him my sort of like stepdad, his passing, and just kind of trying to sort of piece together my loss, the shadow scars that I've had or I've got, and just trying to get to grips with trying to get hope back to where I'm actually trying to do more good rather than get lost in that. So probably, yeah. So when I get the call, maybe I don't know, Barenwyn and I might have been chatting or just kind of like amusing ourselves with, I don't know, is there some kind of like local game or just something, you know, even if it's just like wandering around like the gardens and just looking at herbs and such stuff. Just, you know, we've got that in common, the hunting and sort of like the living in the wilderness, and just kind of, you know, just to kind of like forge some kind of thing. So I know we were looking for who was going to be our fellowship focus. Unfortunately, Charlotte, I pick you.
Oh, darn. So as for games, first off, she would tell you that the wilds are no place for a mewling pup, but hide and seek. Because I increased my hunting, which could tie in nicely with that, being able to track better, be able to stay hidden better.
Yeah, I mean, that's my highest skill as well, so
yeah,
makes sense.
Right, and Halbryn, you've increased your wisdom,
My wisdom?
You now have endurance of the ranger,
Correct, which allows me to
increase your endurance by 1 point, but then it also allows you to incur no fatigue during a journey, which is quite a big thing. So
I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning from the last thing.
and Rivendell is not a small place. So you know, the two of you are probably out practicing or what have you, living sort of on the edges and in the wilds and in the woods of Rivendell.
Yeah, I guess it's that common sort of thing that binds us. And because I don't know Bjornings that well, you know, it's the first one I've ever met. So actually, that kind of commonality helps to like bind those things. And I guess it accidentally became like, she accidentally became my focus, my fellowship focus, you know, rather than anything else.
Is he your fellowship focus, Barenwyn?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. So now that we know what the two of you were up to, was there anything else did you want to add to that, Charlotte?
I would have also probably spent some time with the elves just working on combat, showing off my skills, which would also represent my increase in valor. My skills are being known a little bit wider among the lands. I would still be trying to chase down information about the gem that I have.
Yeah, it's in Elrond's possession now, right.
Every few days, have you had a chance to look at this yet? Just following up, as per my last email, or as per my last missive, have you had a chance to look at this?
And the answer is the same. No, we don't know anything yet. Assel, what about you? What have you been up to? And where are you when you receive the summons?
Probably sitting near the waterfall, just contemplating.
Yeah, for all of 3 weeks, he sits near the waterfall.
Yep.
There's places to be.
Yeah,
that's true.
Assel kind of thought he knew what his job was, his place was in the whole thing. He was just a messenger and a support person, but now this sword has turned up. It's kind of suggesting that he should maybe stepping closer to the front line, as it were, which is not something he's really got his head around in the past. So he's just sitting there trying to plan whether to actually step up, which he knows he should, and what's the best way to do that. And again, he's probably already knows he can only do that by getting out there again, but he's sitting there contemplating, and probably once he gets the summons and finds out it's 3 weeks later, he's probably quite annoyed at himself for wasting all that time coming to the same conclusion he had at the start of it all.
So the four of you make your way to the front porch of the House of Elrond. It's the afternoon, so there's like this warm glow of the afternoon sun. So on the porch, chairs are arranged around a silver fountain, and the fountain is shaped like a tree bending over a marble basin. And in a high-backed chair sits Elrond. His face is ageless, neither young nor old, yet marked by all the ages of the world. With a graceful sweep of his arm, he gestures for all of you to take your seats. Strangers and friends, both old and newly come, I must speak plainly and confess this before all gathered here today. When the Lady Gilraen first came to me seeking my counsel, I advised her against the course of action that brought you together. I now see that my counsel was in error. Even I cannot foresee all ends. I have thought long on the ill tidings you've delivered, the foes you have encountered. I believe they work at cross purposes with one another, yet each strives toward the same end, to serve the dark designs of the great deceiver, our common enemy. For my part, I have doubled our patrols and sent scouts south to Tharbad. If Southron spies are venturing north, they will pass through the ruins of that city. As for this Morlos, the Dark Whisperer, it is a name unknown to me. Zaklup the Orc, however, he is known to my scouts, for they encountered him in southern Mirkwood many years ago. He is an orc of the Misty Mountains, and it is said that he earned the favor of the Necromancer during his time in Dol Guldur. Somehow, Morlos and Zakruk are bound in purpose. They command many allies and servants, it would seem. I believe the Queen the orcs spoke to be among them. For in Idanion's tale, the captured men were taken to her, while the elves were delivered to Zakruk. Who she is a mystery to all. You may have already met one of their spellbound servants, however, in Bree, the man who spoke of ancient standing stones in the North Downs with Assel. So I say it falls to you to complete the task the Lady Gilraen entrusted upon you, if you have the heart, for our struggle is long and perilous. You must continue to probe the shadows of this Morlos and uncover the schemes it weaves, seek out the truth behind its servants and their deeds, and learn who this queen is. For only by understanding these threats may we hope to thwart them. In the meantime, I shall continue to study the Iron Crown and the jewel set within it. And then he gestures to one of the other elves who comes forward, and they hand Branwyn her buckler, which has now been reinforced by the elven smiths. And then they also give you a traveling cordial. So those of you who drink from it will gain one less fatigue on the next journey event after you have drunk from the cordial. So you can drink it 10 times. So use that sparingly. Halbrand won't need it, so the rest of you will have extra. And then he says, if there isn't anything else, farewell, and may the blessings of elves and men and all free folk go with you. And may the stars shine upon this fellowship of the North.
Lord Elrond, forgive my interruption, but the stone, have you learned anything about it yet?
No, I have not, which is why I will retire to my library and continue to study the crown and the stone.
I hope to find more information about it on our return. And speaking of which, is there a safe space here that we can use to store stuff that we may not want to carry on this next journey?
Yes, you may consider the guest house that you stayed in such a place.
Okay. I want to stash the 10 gold. Actually, no, 9. I'll keep one on me just in case.
You should make Halbrand carry it. He should be the beast of burdens, and he gets no fatigue.
Gosh. If only I cared about such things as gold and that kind of malarkey.
Is there anything else before you begin your journey?
I will probably also get a new longsword. If
That's
possible.
right. You don't have a sword. Yes.
And I'll probably need a leather vest because I lost mine as well.
That's right. So then after the elves give Baranwin her reinforced shield back, they hand Idanian a sword, and they give Assel a leather shirt.
I guess we'll kind of leave in the morning. That makes more sense, which I guess gives us time to have a conversation about what we want to do and where we want to go and what the sort of like next steps will be.
Yep. So Elrond suggested that you investigate the Standing Stones because he believes that man was a servant of Morlos. But yes, by all means, make your plans, choose your route when you get back to the house.
Well, yeah, basically head back towards Bree and then head north up to where we've got the marker on the map. But I might suggest that we don't actually visit Bree so as not to give a heads up that we're coming.
Yeah, and you can break because it's a long journey from Rivendell to the North Down, so you can break that up into smaller legs and find you can go from here to Weathertop, rest at Weathertop, that's sort of a safe spot. And then from Weathertop, continue on to the North Downs. You could do that if you wanted to.
But it is a long way, so...
It is a long way, yes.
Do they have horses we can borrow?
Sure, you can have horses.
Yay, I got us horses.
I don't think they actually really kind of speed up the travel, do they? I think they just kind of help...
No, it's just the load, no?
Yeah.
I think it's just that.
I mean...
So at the end of a journey, player heroes traveling with a mount reduce their fatigue total by the beast's vigor rating. So you have common mounts, so they all have a vigor rating of 1. So you'll all reduce except for Halbrand, you'll all reduce your travel fatigue. At the end of the journey, you'll negate 1 for that.
So looking at the map, it's about 8 days to the last bridge. It's about 8 days to Weathertop. It's about 8 days to Bree. And I guess then, once we're there, where is the...
Yeah, so the question is, do you want to take the road up to Fornost and then over to the Standing Stones? Or when you're at Weathertop, do you want to just go through the Weather Hills, which would be probably shorter? It's up to you guys.
Well, it might be shorter, but it's probably easier going on the road.
The roads.
I mean...
we're more likely to be seen that route, but...
This is true. So if we want to... I suppose if we want to not be seen, then yeah, we can kind of get to Weathertop. Well, before we get to Weathertop, if we hang before the Midgewater Marshes, we don't want to get stuck there. It's terrible when you get contact leaker-breakers.
Well, what about halfway from the last bridge to Weathertop, we start heading north and then...
Sort of like before we hit the Weather Hills and then skirt the Weather Hills so we're on the flats.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then make our way up to the north that way. And then we can kind of, once we pass the Weather Hills, we then aim for like that sort of hill outcrop. It's about 3.5 weeks worth of travel.
Yeah, I'm okay too.
Is Weathertop considered safe?
Yes.
Yeah, there is a camp there, yeah.
So I wonder if it'd be beneficial to go to Weathertop first and rest to...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you'll be able to take a prolonged rest at Weathertop. So yeah, you're going to get that patron bonus, and you're also going to get that fellowship phase undertaking bonus. Mm-hmm. And we'll do that once we get into the actual mechanics.
Does that make sense?
To the nitty gritty.
Nitty gritty.
And we also have any other ideas of if that is that something we should do, or do you want to kind of stop off anywhere else, or we avoid Bree, we avoid any other real kind of like civilization. But hang on, wasn't the guy in Bree though?
Yes.
So we're not going to then speak to him, Assel. We're going to go to the Standing Stones instead of speaking to the guy who has the darkness on his back.
Yeah. He's got a direct connection to whatever's up there, so...
That makes sense.
Okay. You spend the evening planning your journey over a warm meal, and at last you retire to your beds, taking what comfort you can from the final restful night you are likely to know for some time. With the first flush of dawn, the valley stirs, and the day of your departure is upon you. You take a simple breakfast on the porch of the guest house before readying your mounts, and Elrond and Glorfindel see you off as you depart Rivendell on this fair summer morning. Leading your horses, you ascend the switchback trail from the hidden valley into the green, pine-swept foothills of the misty mountains, bound for the fords of Brunin and the Great East Road. Go ahead and make your marching test, Assel.
Why? Why?
Why what? That was a great success.
Nothing. I know, but I was like, no. For a second, I was like, you rolled a 1. What? No. And then I realized it was not that.
For 4 days, your company has ridden westward along the Great East Road, bordered by the shadowy Trollshaws to the north and the lands of the Angle to the south. Halberin scouts ahead of the company, ensuring the road remains safe and unshadowed by hidden danger. So go ahead and give me an explore test, Halberin.
So I'll give you an explore test. I'm just going to use a straight roll, not adding anything to this. And that is a failure.
That is a failure.
So far, so consistent.
To a good start, yeah. So the memory of Rivendell lingers behind you, but only faintly, like the last gleam of twilight fading from a distant hill. And the air carries no special clarity for you, and the miles pass as they always do, neither swifter or lighter. And at night, the stars wheel overhead, and the road stretches steadily beneath your feet. And in the morning, the quiet warmth of the last homely house seems to have stayed behind, leaving the road to its own ordinary cares. Everyone except for Halberin gains 1 fatigue point for the journey so far. Assel, give me another marching test. And the weather is still absolutely beautiful summer day. An extraordinary success. So that's 5 days, I believe. Does that get us? No, that just gets us.
That just gets us past the last bridge.
Past the last bridge, okay. So now, Tony, I want you to roll a d6 for me.
That rest is really doing Assel wonders.
Yeah. 1.
That is the scout again. Now roll a feat die, but make it favored. Okay, so that is a mishap.
Ba-boom.
Joy.
Ed.
Hello. Make an explore roll.
Make an explore roll, yes.
Okay. Well, I've been really enjoying the road. I've been enjoying the sun. It's exactly what I enjoy, being out in the wilderness, even when we're on the road. And so I'm going to spend a point of hope on this.
Okay.
So let's roll. Oh, there we go.
There you are.
One Gandalf rune and automatic success.
You are now 9 days into your journey. You have crossed the last bridge. The Trollshaws lie behind you. Suddenly, without warning, a heavy fog rolls across the road, thick and silent and cold. The way ahead all but vanishes in the gray shroud, and the trees and distant hills fade as though swallowed by the mist. Your horses grow uneasy. You dismount and take the reins, leading the animals carefully forward. Halberin reads the subtle signs of the road beneath his feet and leads the company along its hidden course without incident. By the afternoon, the fog begins to lift, and at last the road before you is clear once more.
Goodness, we're following the road.
Assel rolled an eye. So I neglected to mention that the eye awareness reset after your fellowship phase, so it went back to its...
It's lucky.
Yep, but because Assel has a enchanted item, it's 1 higher than it was before, so it's 3
That's quite cool.
Instead of 2.
I like that. That's a cool rule.
Charlotte, roll a d6 for me.
2.
Let's roll that again, because Ed has been getting all of them so far.
I am the scout after all, I suppose.
4.
Okay, that's the lookout. Now roll 2 d12s and keep the best results.
Let's change that to a 2. How about a 9?
Okay. That is a shortcut. Tony, roll a awareness test for me.
Failure.
It has been 2 days since the fog rolled in and swiftly lifted. 11 days on the road in all. And now the sky darkens beneath heavy clouds. The early evening light is swallowed by a dim, shadowed gray. The road bends sharply, and as you round it, a sudden obstruction stops you in your tracks. Great oak trees lie across the road, their roots ripped from the earth. There's a shattered pushcart among the fallen trees, and pots and pans and children's toys scattered across the dirt. And there's a torn dwarven cloak, half buried at the side of the road. You're caught off guard. You dismount to inspect the wreckage, when all of a sudden the trees north of the road start to sway as if caught in a storm, though the air is still. A low, heavy thud vibrates through the ground. You see trees bending, shifting, crashing aside. Something massive is forcing its way through the woods toward the road. What do you do?
Yeah, I just signal everyone, quiet, hide. And I signal them to go to the side, to the trees.
It's a little late for hiding because you've failed your roll.
So it's just a hobbit, no?
One hobbit. Excellent. We could take him.
No, it is
maybe. I mean,
it is a stone troll.
Okay.
You won't be able to make opening volleys because you failed your awareness test. And he is actually going to go first. So choose your stances, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to be rear with my nice bow.
I'm in open stance, but I can't change the actual stance. I think you have to start the combat in the combat tracker to do all that kind of stuff.
Okay, you're in open, and
I'm in defensive.
Branwen is in defensive. I don't know why you're so defensive, Charlotte.
I don't know.
She seems to live longer than I do, though.
All right, so now because he has a might value of 2, it means he gets 2 actions each turn. And he comes barreling out of the woods with this massive club, which is just basically like a broken tree trunk, and he just comes barreling out and swings it right at Halbrand.
Yeah, I try and pull my sword out. It's like, oh shit!
And he just swings that club right over your head. And then he goes in for a second.
Of course he does.
For a second swing.
Oh, jeez.
And he still failed. Now, you know that stone trolls are dull-witted. So, mechanically, that means that you can attempt a special combat task, but only if you're in forward stance. The special combat task is that you can make a riddle roll as your main action for the round, and on a success, the troll loses a point of hate, plus 1 point for each success icon that you roll. So, Halbrand, you're in open, so that means you are next.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to do my very best to distract him while Branwen and the rest of them stab him. So I guess I'm gonna engage him. As I would expect. Having a weapon equipped would be very handy, right?
Usually, yes, in situations such as this.
Go. All right, so let's attack him, shall we? I fear this might require a point of hope from me as well, and we need to do everything we can do to kind of make sure he doesn't run rampant. Plus, he's obviously hurt some other people, so so far so normal.
Aren't you ruining the day? You didn't increase your sword skill.
Absolutely. I guess I kind of dance around him. I try and stab him, but my blades are sort of just bouncing off his skin, or kind of he's swinging that massive tree around, and I can't quite get close enough to actually engage him.
So, keeping myself in a bit of a defensive stance, knowing that he's got big swings and I want to stay as nimble as possible, I'm going to try and use my axe one-handed.
Yeah.
That is a failure.
It's got some pretty sturdy knees.
He does have some pretty sturdy knees. Mr. ASAL, Assel. So you're shooting your bow, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
and that is a failure? Yes. So your arrow flies wide and goes into the woods. Idanian.
Okay, so I'm gonna shoot my arrow. I got a great success. Apparently I can do more damage. Should I click on it?
Yes.
8 damage.
Okay, yeah. So your arrow flies, you get him right in his shoulder, and he goes, oh, stop dancing around. I'm hungry. And he swings at Halberin again.
Yay.
And
He deserves it.
this time he's spending a point of hate. Ouch.
Son of a... Okay.
Make a protection roll, Halberin.
Let's see what happens. Whew. So I take 6 damage, right?
Yes, you do. Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Now remember, he can go twice.
Yeah.
And his second swing fails, so he smacks you with that club. Right square in the chest, sort of knocks the wind out of you. And then the second one swings right over your head as you're recovering from that hit.
Okay, so hold on a second. At the start of this round, I'm going to see that he's focused on Halberin, so I'm going to move to open stance.
Okay.
That's good because I have a plan.
Oh, you have a plan, do you?
We'll see what we can do. I mean, it might not work. I mean, who knows? Seeing Baranman kind of like move up, I'm going to use my combat task to rally comrades using Enhearten. Having sort of like danced around him, I'm kind of like trying to keep his attention, and I'm going to basically shout at Baranman. Shout, encourage Baranman. While I move this way, you catch him this way, or something to that effect. We've got this.
We're the Fellowship of the North.
Indeed. So I'm going to use Enhearten to do that.
Okay.
That's my combat task. And I'm going to spend a point of hope. And let's see what happens.
I do not feel enheartened.
That was like the worst speech that you've all heard, probably, in your lives. You thought Elrond's speech was long-winded and dull.
It's not even long-winded. It's just like nothing. Get him that goal! No. And, scream like,
All right, I'm going to take a swing at him. Automatic success. And a piercing blow.
Hob has failed his protection roll.
Takes an axe to the knee.
Takes an axe to the knee. However,
Take that, you filthy troll.
he is not out of the fight yet. But he does stumble back. Oh, and he's like grabbing his knees, jumping up and down on one foot. He's dropped his club. Oh, I'm gonna cook you, little missy. Oh,
You can try, but I don't taste that good.
Assel.
I'll just let loose another arrow.
Okay, and just before you do that, you hear some shouts, and 4 rangers jump out of the woods into the road, weapons drawn.
Help just arrived.
Help has arrived, yeah. In the One Ring, NPCs or lore master characters, you don't roll for them, they help you. So they give you dice or what have you. So add a bonus die to your roll, Assel. Extraordinary success. 10 damage. Holy smokes. Okay, yeah, so he stumbles back. You've peppered him with the arrows, and these rangers have jumped into the road, and they're also sort of swinging their swords and landing blows against him as well.
The poor thing. I will go for it again with my arrow.
Okay, and give yourself a bonus die.
Success. 3 damage.
He grabs his club up off the ground, swings at one of these rangers, So one of the rangers gets knocked right down onto the ground with a pretty bad blow. Then he drops his sword, and he goes in for the kill. But he doesn't kill him yet. Ha!
That's what they get for jumping in. We had this. Fucking nosy rangers never leaving well enough alone.
Halberth.
Well, seeing as that we've been joined by our fellow rangers, and he is about to smush one of them, I'm going to go defensive. I guess I should have done that, or should I have done that at the beginning of the round?
We're at the beginning of the round, yeah. So you can go ahead and change. Yeah, everybody can change their stances right now if they want.
So I'm going to go defensive.
Okay.
And I'm going to step in between
You're not.
the troll and the.
When you change your stance, it changes your position in the combat order. So we all make the declaration of our stances, and then based upon our current stance, then that'll affect what order we go in. So I'm feeling emboldened, so I am going to go forward stance.
Yeah, I'm going forward. How do we do that?
So for me, it's left clicking. I'm not sure if it's the same for you.
Yeah, click on your token, and then a flyout will open up, and then you'll be able to select it from there.
Right click on your token, yeah. And then you
Is it right click?
Yeah, it's right click.
Yeah, right click.
Tony, you're staying in rearward?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing good with them arrows.
So I guess we then go back up to the top.
Yeah. So now it's Branwyn.
Actually, you know what? I think I might intimidate him. Let out a big bellow right in his face, or as close to his face I could get. And intimidation succeeded.
He's weary. Okay. Tell us what you've said to him to intimidate him in such a manner.
I'm just going to yell in his face.
Yell in his face.
If I had the strength, I'd try and pull him closer to me so I could, just look him in the eyes and yell at him. Just a war cry. Maybe some spittle flying his way.
Okay, so you just sort of give him this earth-shattering
bellow,
or yell or bellow. Maybe you're banging your axe on your shield.
Yeah.
Asshole.
I've drawn the blade, charged in.
Give yourself a bonus die for the rangers.
And I'm going to spend a point of hope as well, because this is the first time I've drawn Defender of the North to use in a battle.
Ooh, a great success. That was almost an eye. So, sort of, you've charged in, how have you made this blow?
It's just he's still above me, so it's just a slicing blow effectively behind the knee as I've gone charging in.
So you get him in the other knee, because Branwyn got him in, let's say his left knee, you get him in his right, and he now stumbles, he's fallen to both of his knees, and he just starts bellowing in pain, and he's got all these arrows sticking out of him, and he's bleeding, and he's just kind of going, Rrr! He's just sort of swaying back and forth a little bit. Halberin.
Well, I was going to use the combat stance to protect companion on the ranger that fell down, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to try and attack him, but I appreciate I'm in defensive, so it's going to be slightly worse off, but at least I'm in between him and the fallen ranger. Let me attack him. Surprise, surprise.
Why are you only rolling 1d6?
Because I'm in defensive stance, so I will lose my 1 dice.
Yes, but you get a bonus die from the rangers.
Ooh, I forgot the bonus dice. Let me just roll d6. Hang on.
Yep. Well, no, just roll the whole thing again.
Roll the whole thing again. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Retcon a success. Hooray!
What is that, 4 damage?
Yeah, I think I've got 4 damage from Forest Shadow.
Okay, so tell me how you kill this stone troll.
I guess as he's sort of swaying in front of me, he's kind of gone down to his knees. It gives me I've got more access to his throat and neck area, and I just basically shove the sword straight into his neck and then just pull it out and then move sideways as he falls.
Yeah, so you get him in the neck, his hands go up to his throat, you yank the sword out, and just all this blood just starts gushing out. Just a waterfall of troll blood is just in the road all over you, and he just his whole head goes limp, and he just crashes and thuds to the ground. And the rangers, they wipe the blood off their swords and sheath them, and one of them steps forward, and he says, "We heard the sounds of your struggle and came at once to lend you aid. We are glad to stand beside fellow rangers and their companions. Perhaps when your errand is complete," and he's speaking to you, Halbrand, "perhaps when your errand is complete, the favor shall be returned in kind. There is a manor in the Weather Hills, north of Weathertop, where my family dwelt of old. I long to reclaim this estate, but our numbers are too few. Were you to lend your aid, I am confident of our success."